Jared Polinfrono's Photo.com, and this is a video where I'm talking about the Deadmau5 concert, who I thought at first was Deadmau5, but hey, that's me. I didn't know any better, and this video is brought to you by Allen's Camera. That's where I buy all of my pro gear and where everybody can get some really good stuff. Nikon, Canon, even Olympus, Pentax, all that good stuff. Anyway, let's get right into these photos because that's what you guys want to see. So we're going to get into the photos. We're going to talk about the settings. You're going to see what I was thinking, and I'm even going to show some video that I shot during the show just to give you a feel. If you've never seen a Deadmau5 concert, which was incredible, by the way, it was just insane. You're going to get a feel for what it's like to be there. So let's get right into this first picture. And yeah, these guys were my Sherpas to all things Deadmau5. I got the explanation on how the name was formed. I got just, you know, what is it about the music? What do you like? What's going on up there underneath that, those ears and what's going on? So these guys were great. Let's get into the photos. So right away, you know, I had to figure out what my settings would be. I didn't know what to shoot because I didn't know, you know, the guy standing up there on a platform with these ear, you know, an ear helmet on, and there's a big, just, it's cool because there's LEDs and stuff inside the mask itself. So setting wise, I was at 3200 ISO, shooting with the 24-70, 1/250th of a second at 3.5. How did I manage to get to this? It was an educated guess right off the top. You can't really meter for anything because everything's going to be really uber-duper bright. So what you're going for, really, it's all about the stage show. You know, these are tighter shots because I didn't know what to do. It was very early on. I didn't, you know, they didn't have a lot of lights on. This was the first time something actually happened on during the show. As we move forward, then you can see the whole stage starts to come alive. There's LED lights, there's panels, there's graphics going across the whole time in tons of different colors. So you can see that now I'm at 1/800th of a second at 3.5. I went to 3.5 to give myself a little bit more oomph because really depth of field doesn't matter too much in a show like this. There's nothing to blow out of focus in the background. The only thing I was going for here is a massive scene of color, and you have to guess that at the right time. And also, this beach ball got in the way. That's not good to have there, and that did end up blowing away in the future. So here I'm just trying to catch different lighting situations, and then this was the first massive amounts of color that we had. So really, I guess the focus here is to have Deadmau5 up here, and then to have all of the different lights going on and try to capture the right time and the right moment of lights going on. My angle's a little off here. Don't know why. We were fighting the rain that night, but it actually did. It poured. I mean, it beyond poured the whole day up until the show started. Up until the Deadmau5, you know, Deadmau5 came on, which was about 9 o'clock. So moving through, just, you know, some pit photos of the crowd, my my Sherpas here. These guys were great. They explained everything to me that I needed to know. And here we go. So now I switched over. Well, the first lens I was using was the 24-70. Then went to the 14-24 to get more of the stage. Then I switched to the 16 fisheye. I also was told that I could shoot from the soundboard. At first, I thought I was only going to be able to shoot from the soundboard, and I brought the 300 to shoot from there, which wouldn't have been good anyway because it's all about the stage setup more so than just, you know, Deadmau5 up there with the ears on. I went back, I fought my way back to the soundboard, got there, looked, and said, nope, back to the pit. And I went back to the pit because, I don't know, I just felt that these images were more massive. So now where I'm at, I'm at 1/60th of a second. See, what you have to look at here is that light is always constantly changing. When there's a light on the panel behind him, then that changes the whole scene because it just, you know, your exposure changes. Here he had the hat on, a hat, helmet, whatever you want to call it, LEDs, so I figured I would do some tighter shots just to get that effect, and then back to the wider stuff. And, you know, these are fine, but I'll point out the really, really good ones in my mind. So this is the first time where there was actually some movement up there other than the head and ears bobbing back and forth. So nothing really, really special about this type of shot. That's why it came down to trying to just shoot these type of shots. Getting all the lights going all over the place. Getting the graphics in the background, capturing that. So same thing here. You can see here, look how much brighter it is. I went to 1/1000th of a second. I knew that the lights were much brighter. So that, you know, the whole back panel was lit up. I've got this big light right here shooting straight towards the camera. There's no lens flare again, which is great for the nano coatings. And I thought just showing the larger scene was more important than doing a tighter shot. So it's just a matter of finding what works, picking the right moment, capturing it, and going from there. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of these type of shots, and I'm going to put these all up there for you to see. This is obviously, you know, 1/1250th of a second at f5. I bumped up my aperture again just to give me more depth, to get more things uber-duper sharp. But you can see here that the, you know, just the mouse ears are in, and just the other spotlights are actually in. I thought that would be cool to try to do. Same thing working here. And then I didn't know there was somebody who would come out to sing, and that's SOFI. And then the mouse ears come off, and he came down and he started to play. The only issue you run into here is that there's no front light. All the lights are coming from the back, so there's no lights on the singer or the guy running around. Same thing here. I had to use a massive amount of fill light just to showcase Deadmau5. I guess that's his, you call him Deadmau5 here. But as we move forward, here we go. So you've got huge amounts of light in the background. I'm going to go to the develop module here just to show you something. Do you want to make her the focus point here? Do you want the lights in the background to be the focusing point? Obviously, she looks great in this photo. Great pose and everything. If we went like this with the raw file, I could work on bringing her back, but then again, you lose everything else. So this is where it was shot. Boom. Right there, not too bad, but when you pull back, look what you could do. You can pull all the way back, and it becomes basically a silhouette of the person here, and you can totally see the guy up there doing what he's doing. But, you know, I went somewhere in between. I went somewhere like this because I thought that it was better to get a little bit mix of both. But the next shot is what I think is one of the stronger shots. All these lights just popping back out at me. You've got the colors, and she's in a great pose again. I wish there were some front lights so I could have balanced it forward and back. There's not much that you could do here unless you really wanted to what, did I leave my Twitter on again? Boom, goodbye Twitter. You know, you could always throw in fill light and do stuff like that, but I just think it takes away from the image altogether to take away. I don't want to do that. So this, I thought this was strong. I wish there was more light. But then again, it is what it is. And then here's some video. Let's show you the video of SOFI. I mean, what's it, like 12 seconds of video here? Just so you can see what you're dealing with, what I was dealing with during this time. You know, so lots of blinking lights. You have to really anticipate what's going to happen. Well, you can't anticipate what is going to happen unless you've seen the show a million times. So really, it's just trying to get the shot as it happens and moving on from there. Because there's not much you can do. You just have to let the moments, you know, you just have to feel it. You see it, you got to shoot it. You see it, you got to shoot it. And I'm not talking about spray and pray and just holding the camera down, holding the shutter down, because you could just shoot any other way. I mean, you might as well just shoot video if you wanted to do that. So now let's get into the longer video. It's 2 minutes and 45 seconds of just the lights. I mean, watch these lights as they change. So you've got these strobes going off. They're going to interfere with your photos. You've got just the massive panels. You've got the lights blinking. I mean, this is what you're dealing with. And I will say that the concert is just insane. It's incredible. The amount of energy there is like nothing I've seen at a show. The beats, the sounds. I mean, yeah, it's techno house. I don't know what you call it. I really don't. But it's a lot of bass. It's a lot of beats. I would love to dance to this stuff because it's just fast moving and I could just totally break out to it. Maybe I'll just make a video dancing to this and put it up. But you can see, look at the lights flickering. You know, would these make for good stills? No, but this right here would. Look for the, you know, look what's going on. Look at all the color that's going on. This visual would look really great in still photos. But that's why I shot this video just to give you guys a feel for what it looks like to shoot this show. I got right in the middle of the pit. I owned my spot. I really, you know, rarely let other people. There were only 2 guys running in and out of the pit themselves. But I thought it was better to stay right in the center, shoot with the 14-24. It gave me a little bit of leeway to zoom in to shoot something a little tighter. But look at the lights popping here. You know, in about a minute here, you're going to see as I move on to shoot some other things. You're going to see how cool the lights start to look and how the graphics on the screen look really good. I mean, that's what you're going for here. For people looking to get into shooting shows, the best thing I can always say is to have an affiliation. If you're in a college, make sure you're affiliated with the school paper, but make sure that, you know, if it's the school paper or the school website, if it's a year-round thing, you should be able to get passes to just about anything. The key factors you want to go to with publicists when you're asking for a pass, make sure that in the email you send them samples of your work that are posted on your site or posted on the school site or wherever your publication is, but also post the numbers. You know, we get X amount of visits a month. We get X amount of hits a day. We do this. We do that. What sets you apart? Give them every reason to say yes instead of every reason to say no, because they love saying no. That's just the job of the publicists, or to say, no, we can't let you in. You're not a music publication. I've been turned down from passes. I've been turned down for passes, even with Frono's Photo, because they sit there and say, you're not a music outlet. And I sit there and I go, well, that is not a smart move, because I have this many viewers, I have this many hits a month, and don't forget that just because it's not a music website, my readers and you guys out there still listen to music. So don't forget that. Try to get yourself into these shows, talk your way into it, but make sure you show them the numbers and where the stuff will be seen. That's important. So as you saw at the end of the video, actually I cut it, well, yeah, you saw at the end of the video, there started to get some really cool graphics on the screen. So that's why I switched back to shooting photos. I didn't just want to shoot video because something cool was going to go on. Here you can see the bright burning red lights right back at me. 1/200th of a second, 3.5. For some reason I'm at 5,000 ISO. I bumped it, I think, when SOFI came on stage, and then in a few pictures later I actually bump it back down because I realized that it's at 5,000 and I don't really need it to be there. But obviously it's not a big deal when you're shooting with the D3S, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't affect the image too much. But I thought that these were cool. I mean, this one right here, look at this. Look what's going on. You've got all of these lights pointing out here. You've got the, you know, of course, Deadmau5 up here, focused. You know, you've got these, I guess they're speakers and things rotating. And as we move forward, I waited until the red lights went out, took one, waited until the red lights went back on, took another. And then what I was going for here is you've got some stuff going on the helmet itself. So there's a lot of good stuff. Then I went ultra wide. And then pretty much I wrapped up the show. And that's really, you know, getting there. I mean, it's hard to find the best image here. I mean, I love this blue stuff, but I would go for something that's more visual. Like, this is pretty darn visual. 1/25th of a second. Sorry, 1/125th of a second. See, I dropped it down to back to 3,200. And that's, I mean, that's really it. And that's what we got. I'm going to put up all these images for you to look at, to share. You can put them on people's websites. Just, of course, give credit. Show them to Deadmau5, SOFI, and all those people. It was pretty cool. And thanks to the guys in the pit. You guys really helped me have fun, telling me all about this stuff and what makes it good and what you like about it. And that's the thing about music, again. You may not like everything, but there's reasons. You know, people love different things. So if you have an open mind going into something like this, the visuals mixed with the music, it was just really, really cool. And it made for something interesting to shoot. So you just have to find the look that you want to get at a show like this. There's really not much you're going to do other than get, you know, the big stage production, unless you can actually talk your way on stage and shoot from different angles, which I wasn't even capable of getting that. I did ask, but I wasn't allowed to do that. And I can understand why. You don't want anybody else back up there in the mouse box. Yeah, I said that. But let me just leave it with this. What amazing branding and marketing that Deadmau5 has. It's just awesome. The ears, I'm sure he's been sued or warned about the, you know, the Mickey Mouse type thing, but whatever. It's great branding. It's great marketing. Really cool product. It's a lot of fun. Everybody seems to dig it, and they love the shows. I hope you like the photos. I hope it helps you out a little bit to see what the settings are and to see what you could shoot when you're out there doing a show like this. And that's it. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya!